Do you plan to try to use campaign funds or PAC money to try to pay some of the penalties in the New York defamation and fraud cases?
I don't understand what.
Are you thinking of potentially trying to use campaign money to pay some of those penalties that you might incur?
What penalties?
In the New York fraud case and the defamation case.
I didn't do anything wrong. I mean, that's been proven as far as I'm concerned. And actually, we won in the Court of Appeals. You probably saw that. That case has been largely won in the Court of Appeals. That was a political case coordinated with the White House by the Attorney General, I assume is what you're talking about. And we won that case largely in the Court of Appeals.
In parallel to the defamation case, the original.
That's a ridiculous case. That case is
That was Donald Trump at a press conference earlier. And yes, you heard that right. A reporter was asking Donald Trump, so are you thinking about using campaign funds to pay for some of the penalties, the verdicts that are being entered against you? For example, the $83.3 million defamation verdict that was just determined by a jury in the federal case brought against you by E. Jean Carroll. Donald Trump's response was, what penalties? And so the reporter said, for example, the $83.3 million verdict against you in the case where you defamed the woman you raped. The reporter didn't use that language, but let's be clear about what that verdict is for. But you heard what the reporter said. And then Donald Trump's response was, I didn't do anything wrong. I mean, that's been proven as far as I'm concerned. And then he acted like he won the case and said, we've already been determined that we won, and we won the New York Attorney General case in the Court of Appeals. I mean, folks, everything he says is a lie. And you clearly see this really disturbing cognitive decline before our eyes. And, here's how he's spending his time now. He's either at Mar-a-Lago, or Bedminster, wherever, signing like T-shirts of himself, mugshot photos of himself, and like showing it to people that he's signing his mugshot. He's out there when he's like giving these traveling fascist circus events that he calls rallies. Like he's on stage making noises. Like the way he's describing our military in his speeches is like through sounds, like ding, 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 whoosh, whoosh, ding, ding, whoosh. This is some really bizarre stuff here. This is him in a recent appearance in New Hampshire. Play this clip.
These are not muscle guys here. They're muscle guys up here, right? And they calmly walk to a seat. Ding, 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 ding. They've only got 17 seconds to figure this whole thing out, right? Boom. Okay. Missile launch. Pshin, boom. It's the most
Going back to that press conference that I showed at the outset of this video where Donald Trump claims that there are no penalties, that he's won the New York Attorney General case, and he doesn't know what the reporter is talking about. This is from the same press conference that he held. Here, play this clip and notice the part where he says, for the people that do that, and how he just really struggles just to get out the sentence even. But play this clip.
We were working so hard on human trafficking. It's a horrible thing. You think of it as sort of an ancient crime. It's not ancient because of the internet. It's a tremendous money for the people that do it, a tremendous moneymaker. None of that, you would have had none of that.
And when he goes that people think about trafficking as something that's ancient, but people don't think of it as something that takes place right now, what are you talking about? We know what a serious problem it is right now. And also, Donald Trump said this in 2002 to New York Magazine, that Jeffrey Epstein is, quote, a terrific guy. This is a direct quote from Donald Trump. In 2002, after partying with Jeffrey Epstein throughout the 1990s, quote, I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do. Many of them are on the younger side. It's who Donald Trump is. And by the way, what the jury saw in these depositions of Donald Trump, let's just take the E. Jean Carroll case, for example, is so deeply disturbing. Here, let me just show you this portion This is what the jury got to see in the E. Jean Carroll case, where Donald Trump was found to have engaged in sexual assault and defamation. The jury saw this evidence, for example, this deposition, where Donald Trump is discussing the Access Hollywood tape, where he brags on tape about sexually assaulting women on tape. And then when he's asked about it in his deposition in the E. Jean Carroll case, when Roberta Kaplan is questioning him, Trump says that fortunately, he goes, unfortunately or fortunately, this is something that rich men can do and famous people can do. And then he's asked, are you famous? And then he goes, yeah, here, play this clip.
And you say, and again, this has become very famous in this video, I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. Just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything. That's what you said, correct?
Well, historically, that's true with stars.
It's true with stars that they can grab women by the pussy?
Well, that's what it's. If you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not always, but largely true. Unfortunately or fortunately.
And you consider yourself to be a star?
I think you can say that, yeah.
And here's another portion from that same deposition, again, where the jury ultimately rendered a verdict of $83.3 million against Donald Trump, $65 million in punitive damages, $18.3 million in compensatory damages. One of Donald Trump and Alina Habba's defenses, one was that Donald Trump gave E. Jean Carroll what she wanted. When Donald Trump sexually assaulted her and defamed her, E. Jean Carroll wanted fame. Trump delivered her the fame that E. Jean Carroll wanted. So E. Jean Carroll's not damaged because Trump made her a star. That was one of the defenses that was put on. The other is that E. Jean Carroll was not Donald Trump's type, so therefore he couldn't engage in the sexual assault because she was not his type. That's one of the things that was argued to the jury by Donald Trump's lawyer. So Roberta Kaplan, E. Jean Carroll's lawyer, showed a photo to Donald Trump of E. Jean Carroll when they had met, and Donald Trump thought it was his wife, Marla Maples. So Roberta Kaplan, E. Jean Carroll's lawyer, then goes to Donald Trump, was Marla Maples and your wives, are they your type? And then Trump said yes, but watch how confused he is as he's being shown the photographs of E. Jean Carroll, who he thinks is Marla Maples, even though in this photo, Donald Trump's with Ivana in the photo, who, by the way, is now buried in Bedminster in an area where the Daily Mail did an expose showing that Trump just let the grass grow over this really sadistic kind of grave site, this ghoulish grave site that he built. But here's what Donald Trump said in the deposition. Play this clip.
I don't even know who the woman. Let's see. I don't know who. It's Marla.
You say Marla's in this photo?
That's Marla. Yeah, that's my wife.
Which woman are you pointing to? No.
Here.
Carol.
Oh, is that,
The person you just pointed to was E. Jean Carroll.
Who is that? Who is this?
Point, your wife. And the woman on the right is your then wife,
I don't know.
Ivana?
This was the picture. I assume that's John Johnson. Is that
That's Carol.
Carol? Because it's very blurry.
And so it's now being reported, of course, that Donald Trump's political action committees for his campaign have spent at least $50 million. $50 million in legal expenses in just 2023 for Donald Trump. So that's why at the outset, Donald Trump was being asked, so are you going to use your campaign funds to pay off these verdicts? And you heard Donald Trump's response there. You heard his other response when he was talking about other topics. And this is just some really bizarre and disturbing stuff. And by the way, this comes at the same time. Here's what Donald Trump posted on his social media platform. I am in the process, along with my team, of interviewing various law firms to represent me in an appeal of one of the most ridiculous and unfair witch hunts our country has ever seen. The defamation sham presided over by a Clinton-appointed, highly partisan, Trump-hating judge, Lewis Kaplan, who was, together with certain other radical left Democrat judges, one of the most partisan and out of control activists I have ever appeared before. He was a bully, and he puts that in quotes, who demanded 2 trials rather than 1, denied me due process, would not allow me to put forth vital evidence. Everything Trump's saying there is absolutely false. Trump fled the United States in the first trial. He went to Scotland and Ireland, and he held a shovel and pretended that he was like building something when he was just too afraid to show up. Donald Trump didn't turn over his DNA on time. Donald Trump and his lawyers did not disclose experts on time. They blew almost every deadline. It was horrible lawyering. And 2 separate juries saw this case and determined, number 1, the first case, that Trump sexually assaulted E. Jean Carroll. He defamed her. And then another jury found that as well and found that Donald Trump acted maliciously and awarded massive punitive damages. This behavior is so odd, it's so off, it's so dangerous, but we're going to keep calling it out here on the Midas Touch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 3 million subscribers thanks to your support, and have a great day.
Relinquish what remains of the Allspark.
So who's the insect? You? What? Who's the insect?
Protect you. They were defeated on our world, and we will defeat them here.
This was just a diversion! Security teams bring up. Rabbit, she's already inside. Deeds! Give me an update on that reserve. Boss readiness. What was his name?
Evac, sir.
Right, evac.
She's right in front.
We're facing a heavy, sustained attack. They appear to be after the Allspark. General! General! Immediately, General! Evacuate! Hold on. National security advisory! Stand down! Check it out! Failed their mission celebrations! The amateurs are suicide mission!